Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Chase. Welcome back to a brand new video. A couple weeks ago on the channel, we made a video in which we ranked all the attackers in Rainbow Six Siege, and I promised that I would return with a all defenders video. So here we are, boys. We're in for about a 20-minute to 30-minute video. Hopefully I can make it shorter. I'm going to try to give details on why each operator is in their place. We're going to start with F tier, move all the way up to S tier. If you haven't already, be sure to follow my Twitch with the link down below in the description. Just come out, support me on the streams. Means tons to me, I promise, guys. Also, join the Discord with the link down below in the description. It's possibly the easiest way to contact me, as well as the fact that you can submit your clips for top 5 clips of the week over there. Yeah, this is one that I'm actually really excited for. This season of Siege, I've played a ton of ranked compared to other seasons. The last time I played ranked like this was probably Parabellum, like genuinely. That's almost 2 whole years, which is crazy, but I know. So I think we somewhat know what we're talking about. It's gonna be difficult. Keep in mind that I am gonna be ranking this anywhere between like gold to maybe mid-plat level play. And then, of course, some higher than that. I've consulted with some diamonds. I've consulted with some high plats. I've consulted with people who play in Challenger and got their opinions as well and kind of mix mine in with that. So with that all out of the way, let's go ahead and do F tier. So there's not really any awful defenders, but I think it's pretty obvious that Tachanka and somewhat Warden are some of the worst defenders in the game currently, and I don't think that's any secret. Tachanka, pretty self-explanatory. He's a meme. He's been bad for a while. Not really much else you can say. Warden, he just has a lack of usefulness, like genuinely. I can see him kind of be used in a little bit higher because he counters Ying or Blitz, but Ying isn't really ran in higher ranks unless people want to be toxic. But Blitz is ran tons in lower ranks. So, I mean, I guess I can see that. Maybe pushing him into D tier. It just really depends on what you play. He's just too situational of an operator. You're hardly ever actually going to use his smoke ability. And there's just better operators that can kind of see through smoke. You can bring someone with a bulletproof camera. You can bring someone like Maestro who has 360 orbital bulletproof cameras. It's just... Why bring him? You get what I mean? You can bring other operators that have, better weapons. The MPX is by far not a good weapon unless you're hitting headshots. It is a headshot magnet. I will admit that. The shotgun is definitely good. It's great for utility. But, yeah, there's just not a lot to him that gives him a reason to be picked compared to some of these other operators. So yeah, that's really all we're gonna go with in F tier. I could throw someone else there that might make a lot of people mad, but I don't wanna make the masses angry. So we're gonna move into D tier now, and I think this will be the time that we make someone mad. So Caveira. Caveira just has no utility this season. She has no point being ran this season. I think Caveira definitely should see a buff soon. She definitely needs it very, very badly. The M12 is very comparable to the UMP in terms of DPS. It's just so slow firing. It does hit like a truck, but it just fires so slowly. And in Siege, that just does not work. Also, the only thing in her kit that she really has that's helpful to the whole team across the board is impact grenades. And even then, like, you can bring other operators this meta that will help the meta more, that will help you lock down a site better with impact grenades. So yeah, I'm sorry, Caveira, but you're just not making it. You are not making it. So next, going into D tier, we are going to have. Wait a second. I'm thinking of this in my head as we do this. I apologize. I love him. I love him. I love him. I love him. But hopefully, this buff that's went on the TTS will help him out. That's gonna be Oryx. Oryx is just extremely selfish, and I main Oryx. I don't main Oryx. All right, I play Oryx when I want to because he's fun. He's incredibly fun. If you're wanting an operator who's just fun, get Oryx by far easily. That's an obvious choice. But in forms of practicality, not so much. Oryx just isn't there. I do like how they're going with him. The fact that they're adding, less regen time and all of that on the TTS right now. I think we could see Oryx maybe push up a little bit because he could maybe make sense as one of the better roamers. But right now, he's just not good. Yeah, there's better roamers and there's better operators that you can just bring. That's really just the point I'm trying to make here. Another one going in D tier is Ella. This might make a lot of people mad too, but Ella has just been nerfed over and over and over. There's just something Ubisoft does not like about her. I don't like using her gun at range. It just does not work at range. The 11 bullet, no recoil thing is nice, but after that, it is absolutely impossible to control. It is so unpredictable that it's not funny. And then they nerfed her, concussion mines this season, which has always been something that's been so great about her. They took away the sensitivity reduction, essentially. What it would do is it would slow down your sensitivity to nothing, allowing a free kill on you. And it doesn't do that anymore. I also think that they nerfed the sound a little bit. I might be mistaken on that. But those things used to be so loud. I think they nerfed the sound a little bit, though. So it would basically be just this loud noise that you would hear. Then you'd have a free kill. It was really, really good. Yeah, Ella, I'm sorry. You're a D tier. This just isn't a really good meta for roamers, honestly. Genuinely. Another operator going in D tier. Alibi. I mean, Alibi has so much potential, I feel like, but her gadget is better on paper than it is in practice and execution. I feel like once you get to better ranks or higher ranks, people just don't get trigger happy at everything they see. They're kind of patient if they see an Alibi. Because if you're an Alibi just standing still holding a random peak, it's obviously that you're not a real Alibi, if that makes sense. It's just one of the fake ones. So maybe you got to really get smart playing Alibi, and you got to start holding those dumb angles. You got to start holding those angles that people just won't expect, and that will give you free kills. But yeah, I just think she's a whole lot better on paper than she is in practice. I think we could see a rework potentially coming her way or some massive buff. She needs something. She really does. Because that MX4 Storm is genuinely one of my favorite guns in the game. It is so great for fragging. But she has arguably the worst gadget on defense. Warden's is pretty bad, don't get me wrong. But at least typically out of Warden's, maybe in a round, if they're running a Ying or a Blitz, you'll get something out of it. Nowadays, I hardly ever get anything out of running Alibi other than the fact that she has the MX4 Storm, and it's an amazing gun. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Alibi. I apologize, but you're D tier. Okay, I have promised that I'm going to put one last operator D tier, and for this season, it's going to be Frost. I like Frost. I think she is definitely kind of on the upscale because the last season and this season have kind of been frag heavy, and it's emphasizing in a frag heavy season. She's really good on maps like Coastline where you really just need to get in the site and frag. I just think there are better choices for trap operators. I'm sorry, Frost, but you're not the one. All right, now we're going to move into C tier. I think the easiest one to put into C tier is Clash. You can see Clash played like an S tier operator. You can see Clash played like an F tier operator. It really just depends on whose hands she's in. She definitely rewards you, but once again, there are better operators to pick in this meta. I think that's pretty obvious. She's just in a tough spot right now. I feel like if you give her a buff, she becomes too overpowered. I feel like if you give her a nerf or just keep her in the way she's at, she's just not that great. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Clash, but you are C tier. Now, something I did not expect to happen this season was the fact that Doc took a very hard hit. Doc is going to be in C tier, and don't get me wrong, NP5 ACOG and spawn peaks are always great, but Doc brings nothing to the team now. Literally nothing, and that's the problem. We're in a heavy utility dump meta right now where you want to see Jaeger, Wamai, all of them ran, and Doc just has none of that. Doc is basically pointless in this current meta, and it will be kind of interesting to see what happens with him. You could arguably say that Rook is better than him tier list wise just because Rook brings the impacts. But we're just going to put Rook in C tier. I think you could definitely make the argument that Rook is better than Doc. Definitely. Just because of the little bit more utility, the slight bit more utility that Rook has over Doc. But I don't know. It's just a very, very, very tough situation because Doc does have arguably the better gadget, while Rook has a more universal gadget. So I just don't see them two being as much played as much as they used to, and it's because they're not meta. They're not in meta right now, so there's no point to play them. Okay, take a shot every time I say meta. We're taking a drink break because, talking about Siege for about 10 minutes straight just dries your throat out. Leave a comment down below if you already hate me. All right, let's do this, boys. So, we're still in C tier. Keep that in mind. But I really don't see anyone that I would be okay with putting in C tier, like genuinely. So let's go ahead and move up. Maybe you could move Ella into C tier or Alibi into C tier, but I don't know. I like them sitting there in D tier. Let's go ahead and jump into B tier. So something that's really surprised me this season is Capcan's increase in pick rate. Capcan is actually good this season. I'm being dead serious. People want to get onto the objective. That's obvious. I mean, that's the objective of the game, is to plant the bomb. He gets 5 of his Capcan traps, which in total, if they all get ran into, do close to 250 damage. That's absolutely insane. That's 2.5 people dead. Then, with that, he also gets impact grenades, and I think he gets a nitro cell both. I think he gets both a nitro cell and an impact grenade. Let me check real quick, because I know I had it pulled up earlier, because I was looking. Because that's yeah, he does. He gets an impact grenade and a nitro cell. That is massive. And then his SMG is an absolute laser. I just really don't see a point to not run Capcan in this meta. I really like Capcan a lot. He's only a 2-speed, 2 armor, but he is a decent roamer. I just think Capcan has a lot of utility right now, and that kind of has propelled him to be up there higher in this meta. A lot of people are liking the Nitro Cell Impact Grenade operators a whole lot better because they give you a choice. One, they give you a choice, and then 2, they bring a lot of utility with those two. So, yeah. Capcan, B tier. Okay, next defender. Goyo. Now, Goyo has definitely seen his fair share of nerfs, but when ran right, when ran with a cohesive team, Goyo is still broken. I'm not going to lie. When they nerfed him because Pro League players wanted it, completely understand it. In Pro League, where you have a cohesive team 24/7 playing against a cohesive team, and like everyone is on the same wavelength, everyone knows what's going on, Goyo was broken in his previous state with 3 shields. And he's arguably still really good. I'm not going to say he's broken now because he only has 2 shields, but he's still very, very good because of that cohesiveness and teamwork that he provides and needs. If you're playing with a 5-stack, Goyo is strong. You should run Goyo as a way to keep them from getting into the site. He's a great entry denial. But if you're solo queue or if you're just maybe a 2 or 3-stack, do not run Goyo, please. Just trust me on that, boys. Do not run Goyo. Now, you could make a case for Goyo being C tier, but I think he's B tier just because when he is with a full team, that's when you see him shine, and that's when he's truly powerful. Okay, so next operator going into B tier. This one's actually really, really tough for me. I think we're going to have to go Castle. Castle has been seen a whole lot more this year, and this meta especially, all because of the super shorty that he got. I mean, it's just what he needed. Castle is all about reworking the way attackers take an objective, and, adding the super shorty, giving him the ability to make rotation holes and stuff like that, kill holes, all of that noise. That's great. That's great. That's what he needed. If we could get a UMP 45 buff for both him and Pulse, it would arguably put them over the top and maybe put them in S tier. But, yeah, there's so many strats that you can run with him. Personally, I think his best map is Theme Park. You can run a strat on Bunk and Daycare. You can run a strat on Initiation. Some people will even run one on Throne Room and you castle off maintenance. I don't know. I don't run that one, but I do run Bunk and Initiation constantly. It's just easy win sites if you do that. So Castle can really, just like Mira, change the way an objective is played. So that's why he is B tier. Next operator going into B tier. This is gonna hurt me a little bit, but I think Mozzie's really seen a dip. Okay, Mozzie without the super shorty is just really maybe a somewhat roamer or maybe a somewhat intel operator. With the super shorty, Mozzie can do anything he wants in the game. And that's why I say Mozzie does not need the super shorty back. I loved Mozzie. He was my boy. I played him all the time. But with the super shorty, he was broken. He really was. He could frag really well because he has two of arguably the best guns on defense. He has the ability to hack drones or Twitch drones, which gives him undeniable amounts of intel. And then also he had the ability to rework the way an objective looks, as well as a nitro cell. He just had it all. He had it all. He was really, really good. And taking the super shorty away kind of knocked him down to being balanced again. And I really like the current state that Mozzie's in. But he's B tier. I just don't see a point in running him when you can run someone like Valkyrie in the current meta. But yeah, that's just me. Okay, let's move into A tier now. So, A tier. Let's look at this. I think Legion is definitely there. Like I said, a lot of people are getting into the objective faster. Legion just slows down an enemy team. He has the T5. He has impact grenades. He's a 2-speed 2 armor. He's good. That's really all you got to say about him. The Legion nerf worked and kind of knocked him down to par and made him balanced again. And he's one of those operators that you can run as a 5th operator after the 4 must picks. But then, you don't have to run him if you don't want to. The next A tier operator is Pulse. There's just so many sites in this current ranked map pool that Pulse from below with a nitro cell is the best thing in the game. It'll save you rounds and rounds. You look at Cafe, you can go under New Hatch and wait for them to drop and then throw the C4. You look at maps like Oregon. You look at maps where you may not even need a Pulse and you can have a pre-placed C4 like on Outback. I don't think Outback's in the map pool though. Is it? Yeah, Outback is in the map pool. We played one. Yeah. Just look at the pre-placed C4s with Pulse, or just look at the places where you sit below a Pulse, and you'll quickly realize how much you can change around. And that's what I like about Pulse this season. Next operator going in A tier is Vigil. Vigil is really damn good this season, and it's really because we don't have a true roamer anymore that can really take the top spot. I think Jaeger's definitely still able to roam and get picks off very easily. But when it comes to winning a true 3-speed roamer with impacts, with a great weapon kit, I think Vigil's the man. Vigil's really damn good this season because the K1A is such a godly weapon. But it's not enough to propel him into S tier. When we're talking S tier, I'm talking operators that are heavily meta right now. Like, you want to run them constantly. And Vigil just isn't that because you can replace him with a roamer like Jaeger. You won't have the speed, but you will have the damage. All right. Next operator going into A tier, we're gonna throw Bandit into A tier. I think Bandit is certainly good, and Bandit tricking will always be needed in the game. But I do think Kaid is a whole lot better this season with the map pools that we have. With Ace being very, very strong this season, Kaid counters that. Kaid tricking is arguably broken now. He's really, really good. Kaid is God tier. We'll just go ahead and throw him into S tier because I basically just spoiled that. But yeah, Bandit's really good. Mute has the shotgun now, or he's had the shotgun. He has the SMG-11 now. He's just there, really. He's an alternative to Bandit and Kaid if you don't want to run them. But the SMG-11, we can't deny, really, really good. We can't deny the SAS shotgun, great for utility. He also has a nitro cell. Just everything comes together to make Mute an all-around solid operator. I don't think he's a must-pick, but he's a great alternative. And on some sites, you may want to run him over a Bandit or a Kaid. That's the point I'm trying to make. All right. Next operator going in A tier. We're going to throw in Maestro. I really like Maestro in this current meta. I think there are some sites that you want to run him, such as, Kitchen on Coastline. However, I don't think, as the operators that are left, I don't think he's as necessary as them. So let's just go ahead and throw them into the S tier. It's kind of weird that S tier is going to be the biggest tier, and I implied this tier to be like the must picks. Let's organize this a little bit better so I can actually go about who's must picks. Okay, so let's look at the top tier. Okay, Jaeger, just it's a utility dump meta. Jaeger and Wame, you need to run together constantly. Their tandem right now is just undeniably strong. The fact that any grenade thrown into sight is just gone in a matter of seconds is absolutely insane. Jaeger gets the 416C, which is one of the best guns on defense. Wamai gets the MP5K or the AUG, as well as a deployable shield, which is one of the best secondary gadgets on defense right now. Next, you have Valkyrie. She's arguably the best intel operator in the game. Then she has the nitro cell that allows you to have pre-placed nitros. The only thing Valkyrie lacks is a good enough weapon that does good damage. You got to go for headshots with the MPX. I cannot state that enough, but it is a headshot magnet. It is great for headshots. Then we have Echo. I know he's banned all the time, as well as Mira, but they're going to be an S tier just because there's a reason they're banned. They absolutely redefine the way you play a site. If you don't ban an Echo, you must always bring an IQ. That's just the way it is. If you don't ban Echo or Mira, they're going to change the way you play a map, and that's just facts. They're must runs if they aren't picked. Or if they aren't banned, sorry. It's just you want to run these operators. All right, Malusi. Malusi's just really damn good this season. 3-speed, nitro cell, a gadget that makes a huge-ass noise and slows the enemy down. Do I really got to say more? Also, T5, which is one of the best guns on defense. Just absolutely insanely good roamer. Kaid, we already said. I think he's an amazing, a wall electrifier. He's all right weapon-wise. He doesn't have the greatest weapons, but he does have good secondary gadgets. And then finally, Smoke. A lot of people think Smoke is the best defender in the game currently just because of how he can stop the push. You go with utility dumps, and then you just throw the smokes down as they're trying to get into the objective because they have to come through doors. They can't really come through walls because they can't get the wall down because of the Wamai and the Jaeger. Just smoke the doors off, and then you win the round. That's really just how it works. So, this is my current tier list for defenders in this season. Let me know what made you mad down below in the comments. Just please be respectful. I think it's pretty obvious that F tier is, truthful. Now, when we get into D tier, I think you guys may have concerns for Caveira, Alibi, and Ella. But I think we did a pretty good job today, boys. Let me know your guys' tier list down below in the comments. Maybe even make a tier list and send it to me over on Discord. Join the Discord link down below in the description. Follow my Twitch link down below in the description. And I will see you guys later. Peace.